Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we will have adjectives and adverb. So first log in using the aplusstudent.com. This class is for the G3, 4, and 5. So we will take adjectives and adverb under the grade 3. The lesson will be choose between adjectives and adverb. Is the word an adjective or an adverb? Alright, so we will start now. An adjective is a word that tells about a noun. Okay? That's an adjective. Usually, adjective often tell what kind or how many. So we have what kind, then how many. That's what adjective tells us. So, for example, we have Judy saw 3 stars in the sky. The adjective tells how many stars she saw. So basically, the how many is gonna be what? 3. Then we have some words that could represent the numbers. It could be some, several, many. All these words could pass off as adjectives that tell how many. So if you're not using like a number to like show how many, you can also use some, several, or many, because these words basically shows us or tells us how many. All right, so moving on to adverb. Adverb tells you about a verb. Okay. So, adverb often tell how, when, or where something is happening. Okay, so take note that it's telling more about a noun. So we have Grace ran quickly. Now the adverb tells how Grace ran. So if you ask the question, how did Grace run? It's gonna be she ran quickly. Okay. All right. So you can always use. Okay, let's look at this first. Most adverbs that tell how, usually they end with ly. Alright, so this adjective that tell how, the adverbs rather that tell how, they end with ly. So like the adverb quickly, it could be also slowly. You can't always use ly to tell whether a word is an adjective or adverb. So you cannot always use the ly to just say that, okay, I know that most words and adverb end with ly, so it is adverb. No, sometimes it changes. Okay, so she arrives soon. Soon is an adverb that doesn't end with ly, so it's an adverb. So we also have Fred has a friendly dog. Now, friendly is an adjective that ends with ly. All right, so you have to take note that sometimes some adjective end with ly. All right, so you cannot always say that because you see ly, that means automatically it is an adverb. So some adjective end with that too. Let's look at some examples. The Dash fans look forward to the start of the baseball season. So insert the correct missing verb in the sentence. So it says verb, right? So it's gonna be what? Eagerly is an adverb and eager is an adjective. So the question is asking for what? Eager or eagerly. So basically, so the adjective here is eager. Okay, so it's the best word that complete the sentence. So the eager fans look forward to the start of the baseball season. Okay, so we have, will Mrs. Marsha dash be driving to work at the time? Okay, so dash here, this is the empty space here. So we need to choose the right one, and then it is what? We should be driving to work at the usual time. Porch. Okay, so we have please sweep the dash porch this afternoon. What is that? So we have dirty as adjective and dirtily as adverb. So the adjective is most suitable. So please sweep the dirty porch this afternoon. So yeah, move on to the test. Share your answers with me if you know them. Alright, so insert the correct missing verb in the sentence. Mrs. Pittman dash lifted the glass bowl onto the top shelf. Carefully or careful? Alright, so Mrs. Pittman carefully lifted the glass bowl onto the top shelf. So carefully. Alright, so we have Katie and Sandra dash pack their clothes for their vacation in Arizona. So neat or neatly. So Kate and Sandra Watts neatly packed their clothes for their vacation in Arizona. Okay, so we have, will Mrs. Lee be driving to work at the dash time, usually or usual time? So we have usual time. Okay. My father's dash bread tasted delicious with the homemade soup. So my father's fresh or freshly. What's the right one here? So we have my father's fresh bread tasted delicious with the homemade soup. The young child dash watched his goldfish swimming in the bowl, curiously or curious. Alright, so the young child curiously watched his goldfish swimming in the bowl. Stacy and Jeanette smiled dash at the visitors, shy or shyly. Alright, so shyly. The Dash fans look forward to the start of the baseball season, eagerly or eager. Okay, so the eager fans look forward to the start of the baseball season. Mary Dash runs several miles on the weekend, usually or usual. Alright, so usually Dave Dash asks his parents how he can help, thoughtful or thoughtfully. So thoughtfully. Alright, that's it for the first lesson. We'll move on to the next. So if you haven't done this, you have to do it. So we're moving on to, is the word an adjective or an adverb? So we already know that adjective tells about now and often asks or answer what kind or how many. And then adverb tells about a verb and often tell how, when, or where. So we have that's basically most adverbs are end with ly, the ones that tell how, but that doesn't mean that you cannot find an adjective that ends with ly. Okay, so we look at some examples here. The shy little girl is quiet around strangers. So what's this? Is this an adverb or adjective? This is an adjective. So finally, Mr. Harrington finally completed the fence in the front yard. So adverb. So the game suddenly stopped when someone got hurt. That will be what? Adverb. So move on to the test. You can share your answers with me. The sudden storm brought the outdoor events to an end. Adjective or adverb? So is the underlined word an adjective or an adverb? Okay, so we have what? Adjective. So the woman quickly grabbed a sandwich after work. So adjective or adverb? All right, so we have what? Adverb. So next up, the sad little puppy was happy to be rescued. Adjective or adverb? All right, so we have adjective. Okay, so Tyler reads quietly for hours in his cozy bed. Adjective or adverb? So we have what? Adverb. Quietly. The game stopped when someone suddenly got hot. Adjective or adverb? Okay, so we have what? Adverb. Mrs. Martin calmly questioned the scared little boy. Adjective or adverb? All right, so we have adverb calmly. Okay. He never exercises and is in terrible shape. Adjective or adverb? All right, so we have adjective. The shy little girl is quiet around strangers. Adjective or adverb. So we have adjective. Please put all the papers into a neat pile. Adjective or adverb. All right, so we have what? Adjective. Lacey certainly knows the act of arranging flowers. Adjective or adverb. So we have adverb. All right, that's it for our lesson under adjective and adverb. Can you tell me if you have any questions? All right, so since we have no questions, we'll end here. If you haven't done this lesson, try to complete it. All right, see you all next time. Bye, everyone.